Ayyo.
Ayyo,
Hey yo,
Ayyo.
how's life, guys?
Well,
Everything's going
gotta
well.
get my cat.
Yeah,
Everything's
Uh,
going
baby.
well, bro.
there, I
Yeah,
got him.
bruh. How you been, bro? How's things been, man?
Work.
Well,
Work, man. I know that feeling. I,
he,
I, how you been, Val? What's been going on, bro?
a cat is attacking me.
Your cat is talking to you?
No, he's attacking me.
He's
He's
attacking
biting me.
you? Well, maybe he
Yeah.
doesn't like you. maybe,
No, he likes me most of the
maybe,
time.
maybe he doesn't like you, bro.
Your
Like,
cat.
Yeah,
damn.
That's the
I'll
first
give
time.
him
That's
some.
the first time I
I'll
heard
give
a
him a
cat
treat.
disliking its owner.
Just attacks with all the claws, bro. Just you just all you imagine you live in an anime world and all you hear is Korewa, Koreho. And just cat just
Bro,
starts fucking killing you.
That's Japan every day. No, I'm joking.
That's true. Let's give him a third
Well,
nuclear
this
bomb.
cat ate a dragonfly once.
Yeah, there was a tasty.
He didn't like it, so he threw it away.
Fair enough. My cat, when we still had him, he had no claws, but he pounced on a mouse so fast it was insane.
Oh, that's cruel. Not
It's
having claws for a
it
cat.
was it, well, we didn't declaw him. We got him when he was already
Oh,
like
yeah,
declawed.
fair enough.
So
Poor thing.
otherwise, I would have kept the cat with claws. Would have been fine. But it was poor thing too afterwards because unfortunately he got sick from eating one of the mice, and he was like pooping everywhere in the house. It was just a mess, and eventually he just died. I think the mouse that he ate had like something wrong with it, and we
Oh,
couldn't afford a veterinarian.
yeah, that it was quite unfortunate for him.
But it's okay. Let's see, it's
That's
just
just
how it's
sad, bro.
cats, man. Yep, it's okay, bro. Um, but other than that, how have you guys been?
Well, better
Yeah.
than Gaza.
Oh yeah, what's going on in Gaza these days?
That's
Palestinians and
fucking leg
Israelis are
warden.
partying again.
They're partying it up, and they didn't invite us.
Yes.
Damn, I'm jealous,
Okay,
bro.
bro. We'll make our own party, bro. Don't worry.
We'll make our own party.
We'll make our own party.
In Kosovo.
It's gonna be a
Or
Filipino
Taiwan.
Russian. It's gonna be a
Mm.
Filipino Russian Italian mixed party where like it's just like a whole bunch of food.
I'll
It's gonna
bring the
be sick, bro.
spaghetti. I'll bring the spaghetti, bro.
I'll bring the soup.
Well, okay, so like, what's the best Russian soup that you could ever recommend somebody?
Tough question.
Well, I know that the
The
only
Here,
Russian.
only
Hmm.
the only Russian soup that I've tried is borscht, and borscht is
Yeah,
pretty good.
same. Borscht is pretty good. Isn't it like a cold soup though? That's a cold soup,
Yeah,
right?
I believe so.
no, it's not. No, it's not.
It's a hot soup.
Well, when you first cook it, it is.
When you first cook it, of course. I've had like cold borscht. I remember I went to Val's house like I was like 16, and I'm pretty sure your family like fed me real good. They gave me like borscht, and they gave me like a little piece of like steak, and I remember they gave me like fries and like spinach and stuff. And I'm pretty sure his dad came over and he gave me non-alcoholic beer. Do you remember that? Do you remember when that happened, bro? We got fed really fucking good that day. It was a feast. And then I went home and then I ate more. No wonder I'm fat. Holy fuck.
Nah, you're good, bro. I'm like
Oh
what,
man.
210, 215?
What?
No, like bro, I
No,
don't know how
no,
many kilos. Huh?
I'm saying I'm like 210. I'm like 210, 215,
Oh
and
no,
like
I'm
I'm fine.
well,
Pounds?
you're fine. You're at the fine weight for that. Like I'm like 80 pounds overweight of what I should be.
Hmm.
But it's a slow process, you know? It's how it is.
Don't
The
worry,
the
bro. We're
main
gonna
thing
get this.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get ripped as fuck, bro. We're gonna look like Arnold Schwarzenegger in 10 years. Mr. Olympic, Mr. Olympia,
Yeah, you
1979,
gotta
I think.
grow up with that.
Mm-hmm. It'll be awesome. I uh I can't say that I would want to be a bodybuilder though. I know that you have to have a really strict regimen when it comes to being a bodybuilder and a strongman.
Yeah.
Someone I know who's an amateur strongman eats like 10,000 calories a day and can like deadlift my weight. I weigh like 280 pounds. He can deadlift me, and I think his highest I think he can go is like 300 something. I can't remember. It was impressive. He like 325 pounds, 350. I don't remember, but like that's fucking huge. I think to lift that much weight above your head. Like they have to eat so much to keep their weight consistent, and
Mm-hmm.
and they have to and I don't know, man. All these tricks of the trade, it's insane, bro. I just want to have my pasta.
Yeah, I think muscle mass and health are two different things.
um, yes, that's true. I do think though that in my experience so far, I do think that eating the right foods instead of just having a little bit of junk food and like just eat junk food at like a certain calories, like you want to have actual good food, not just crap. And obviously, and you you have to like watch what you eat. I just kind of keep a mental track of everything, and so far I've actually seen some progress. I started doing this 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, and in the past 2 weeks I've actually lost like 4 pounds. So like,
Still
cause I
an
haven't been.
accomplishment nonetheless.
It is an accomplishment. Just and you know what I rewarded with more eating. Yeah, woo. No, I'm just kidding. Oh man, but that's my bit of a long goal, bit of a more personal goal is to try to see if I can hit like 200, 210, around Matt's weight basically,
Mm,
because I feel like that's the
Mm,
best weight for me.
yeah, but he's shorter than you.
are you trying to get like are you trying to get like 210 lean or like what's
Um,
what's the
no, no. So, I might try to do lean and like try to get myself. I think they call it like getting cut or whatever. Like
yeah.
maybe later, but right now I'm just focusing on like trying to get rid of like all the fat. A big part of it is diet, but I also think it's also moving around. And what I do remember is I think that you should eat and adjust to how you move. So for me, unfortunately, a lot of my movement is sedentary. I haven't gone on as many walks as I had like a few weeks ago.
Oh,
And
you should. I take plenty of walks and bike rides.
see, if I had a bike, I'd ride that shit everywhere, but I don't.
Maybe you should
So
buy a bike.
maybe I should. I'll invest that streamer money into buying a nice bike.
Y'all are
Cause
lucky
Yeah, do that.
y'all can bike. Y'all should teach me how to bike. Oddly enough, I don't know how to ride one.
Oh,
it's easy, bro. Just sit. I'm just kidding. No.
yeah, it takes some practice.
Yeah, it takes a lot of practice. A lot of the times, when you ride a bike, I think it's harder to do it as an adult because when you fall, you feel it a lot more, especially the older you get. Whereas when you're a kid, you don't feel it as much. And I think that has to do with like your bones not being like fully out yet when you're a kid. Because I remember, if I fall now compared to before, depending on like how I fall, I can control how I fall, but it's different when you're a kid because you don't know. But it kind of hurts a little more.
Yeah,
Mm,
oddly enough, when you fall as like an adult, like it
Yeah.
feels like you just crash landed or something, bro.
Yeah, yeah, it feels like a
oh,
bomb. Like,
mm.
like I don't know, man. I guess it just happens when you get older. You get more fragile.
Well, yeah, the whole like bones producing less. I forget the correct terms. I knew I studied them before,
I took
but
one biology
yeah,
class, bro.
no, actually, kinesiology class.
What
Yeah, I
class?
took I took a few weird like classes in high school. Not I like remember that I mentioned on episode 1 that I took photography on summer school.
Oh, yes, yes. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I also took a class in robotics and kinesiology when I was still in high school.
Oh, wow.
Different years, but yeah,
That's actually freaking cool, dude. I
yeah. Unfortunately, I don't really know much about robotics. Still,
the
it
way
was a last minute choice.
mhm. The way that that everything's come about on robotics, these like this like past decade is insane. Before you had robots that could barely do much or just like build cars, but now you've got like this AI that you're like they're like sticking into robots to make things seem like way more real. Robots are like way more reactive. Like I saw a video of a robot that could like play basketball, bro. It was insane. I'd never fathomed the thought, but like here we are watching people build robots freaking play basketball.
Well,
It
there are lots of applications for robots, both in practice and theory, but it's usually just for production of various things like cars and stuff.
Yeah, well, yeah, a lot of car industry is automated nowadays, but I mean more so like robots that you see like standing on all fours. Like, man, they even make like uh AI of like just robots that are like they're like glorified sex dolls, bro.
Yeah, that
They
thing.
they put it there, they put it here, they put it everywhere. Like AI and robotics is like advancing.
I,
It's insane.
I've I've seen that
Yeah,
video about robot sex dolls, bro, and that shit was so weird, bro.
Bro, people
yeah.
in the comments already saying that they want to make that their waifu. Like, what the hell?
No, no, it's those are like the guys that like
People are horny.
don't. Yeah, that and like also like those are like the guys who are like so desperate and don't want to like deal with like talking to other people essentially because they're so incredibly awkward that like they'd just rather do that. So like
Yeah.
I get the standpoint that they're going with, but like bro, just trial and error, fuck it.
Bro, yeah, just stick your dick in the toaster and see what happens. It's
No,
literally
I'm
what
not
you're
talking
telling
about
me right
that.
now.
No, I'm not talking about that. Just like when it comes to like human interaction, just trial and error, fuck it. Like
See, but
figure
here's
it
the
out.
thing. Here's the thing, though. While I do agree with that stance, there are a lot of people out there that have a lot of social anxiety and aren't really sure what to do, and because of that, what ends up happening is they get scared about wanting to talk to other people, and then it's like, oh well, like I don't know if I want to go up to this person and talk to them because of all these disorder, like the social disorder that I have, or whatever. Maybe I'm antisocial, and it's like it's a lot harder for them to just go out and simply talk to people, and it's
Well,
like I don't know,
trust
man.
me, bro. Trust me, bro. I have like the exact same problems. It's just that like what do you call this? Like especially with me one on one with people is like completely fine, but like large groups of people, I
Yep.
have like a really big problem.
I feel like that's more common amongst people. Like if you
Yeah,
go in
unfortunately.
among big groups, not that in my experience anyway. This is anecdotal. I'm not a scientist or anything like that, or a psychiatrist, but
Nanostar.
um, from what I've noticed, a lot of people tend to not like to socialize in big groups for very long because it gets really tiring. And I've done it as well. It's like you go into big groups, parties, celebrations, whatever the hell, right? And it's like, all right, I'm tired. It's like after 2 hours, I'm done. Let's get out of here. I want to go home. Like, cause it's just it sucks a lot of energy out of you, and it
Yeah,
even doubles worse when you know when you you can't you have maybe the fear of like socializing in such large groups like that. It's a double whammy. It sucks.
Yeah, yeah. I guess that's one of the arguments that favors smaller communes over larger societies. We'll we live in a society after all.
We live in a society. That was a good movie. The Joker movie.
Yeah, I
Uh,
haven't watched it completely though.
okay, well, I won't spoil much, but Robert De Niro's in it, and something happens to him.
Yeah, and he becomes the Joker. Yeah,
Oh yeah, he totally becomes the Joker.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, of course,
pretty.
bro.
Yeah, pretty much got the entire plot through memes
Yeah, so many memes were
about it.
made about that movie.
Yeah, memes are DNA of the soul after all. After all,
The memes. They're the DNA of the
DNA of the soul.
soul.
Speaking of which, speaking of memes, I
Yep.
still can't get over the "how can you say that" meme.
How can you say that, man? I'm sh-
Because how can you say that?
if it was i- if that Filipino meme of like where the guy he gets questioned by the police, right? And he's always just like, well, how can you say that? How can you say that he did that instead of this or that? I'm sure if it was translated to English, I think it'd get bigger traction.
No, no, no. It's already it's big. It's big already big in like a thing in the Philippines. But
Yeah,
like it would have gotten like incredibly bigger if like a thing if it was translated in English.
Yeah, I
yeah,
just said
Because like
yeah, I
his
just said that.
responses were yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm just repeating what you said. Like, what do you call this? Like, because his responses were just like so ridiculous. The reporter asked him, so I'm guessing that your haircut was done quickly so that you could get in and out fast, right? And then he was like, but how can you say that it was quick?
yeah. We
How
call it a
can you
bit of
say that
trolling.
it was quick?
But how can you say that? You
I mean,
say that it was quick, but how can you say that?
yeah, how can you say that it was quick, bro? I stupid memes like that, man. How about the how about the rest of the MGR memes though?
Yeah, plenty.
You
Making the
can't
mother
hurt
of
me,
all
Jack.
omelets. Getting bread over every egg.
Why won't you die? I love that, especially after playing
Nanomachine, son. Yeah,
Nanomachine,
that's actually
son.
one of the first things I've heard about MGR. Even though I bought it much later from yeah, it's all thanks to winning.
Yeah, it's my it becomes funny, especially because I had played MGR. Was it last Monday?
Yeah,
And
essentially one
I
week before I post this on YouTube.
yeah I sped through like the whole
Main story,
the whole
correct?
yeah I no, I sped through the whole ass game in like 9 hours, but the save file said I did it in 6 hours and 52 minutes. So I thought that was weird, but
Hmm.
but yeah, I sped through it, and it was I just every time I saw a scene, I was like, oh my god, I know all these people from the memes, and there's a
Yeah.
all the villains that Raiden kills, they're made into gotchi versions on YouTube, and
Hmm.
I in those gotchi versions, we made like gay names for them. So like Monsoon is Leatherman Soon.
Oh.
Sundowner is his cum downer. We
I think Raph,
like yeah.
if you ever do a cosplay of any character ever, do a cosplay of Sundowner.
What do you want with
You
the
know
prime
why?
minister? I want him dead.
Yeah, I think you can imitate him pretty well if you shape your hair and get a proper attire.
Listen, all I'm saying is give war a chance.
Yeah, see,
Who's
I think you can imitate him better than I think pretty much anyone who has done so, like in cosplay,
Oh yeah, of
from what I've
course.
seen at least.
wait? Sorry for being ignorant. My favorite character is the senator. Just in terms of memes.
Senator Armstrong, Demon
Yes.
Yeah.
Armstrong. He went to college. I mean, like University of Texas, and not some Ivy League school.
Played college ball, you know. Could
Could
have
have
gone
gone
pro if
pro
I
if
hadn't
I
joined the
hadn't joined the
Navy
Navy.
at some cushy Ivy League school.
Yeah, we've done that.
Try University of Texas.
Yeah. Toronto University of Texas.
My God, man. I fucking love Metal Gear Rising. It's such a good game. The memes make it 10 times better, though.
Yeah, and a great soundtrack. That's actually one of the other reasons why I bought that game, is precisely for the soundtrack.
Yo,
I
yeah.
thought to myself that if I listen to this music a lot, I may as well buy the game
Well,
to
this is the
come to it.
thing. That's the thing, right? The soundtrack. I'm surprised you say that. Like, the soundtrack is just so good. And, you know, I don't know how to describe it other than just it feels like the soundtrack really amplifies the scene, and it's all made by one guy. It's
Yeah,
all
pretty
made by
much.
one dude named Jamie Christopher. And you know, Jamie Christopherson, I think his name was. And you know what he did
Yeah,
before MGR came out?
yeah.
He
Tell
did
me about it.
funky Toontown music. He did like little Toontown music, like little things like that. And then he comes out and does all these MGR songs, and it's like, what? These are all just so
Yeah,
good. It like, oh man, dude, you're gonna get me going on that. Let's. Ah man.
Hey man, I don't blame you. The soundtrack for MGR is epic. So
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Oh
What's
yeah,
your
I
favorite
fucking love
song out of these? Rap.
it.
At least from like what I've experienced so far with MGR, because I've never played Metal Gear before. It sounds fucking amazing, bro.
Yeah, it
Like
does, man. It's
I've
awesome.
I've I've only seen like gameplays, right? And
Hmm.
YouTubers playing it like before when like I was younger, but like I've never gotten to like actually play the game. So
I never
Well,
knew what.
you can play it on my computer if you want to.
I'm gonna be.
Well, when we meet up, I mean,
I'll be honest with you, boys. I didn't know what the hell MGR was until the memes came out.
uh
well, they've been around for a while, so
Well, what the point of what
pretty
I'm
much
saying.
2013.
Yeah, it came out in 2013, and what the point of what I'm trying to say though is that like I didn't know what that game was until the memes started coming around because I was like, what the fuck is this? I had never heard of it. I was never a big Metal Gear Solid fan or anything like that. The meme culture is strong, bros.
yeah.
Well, I think it's less meme culture and the fact that memes are DNA of the culture.
No,
Hey,
100%.
bro, inside jokes have been like there since like the dawn of time.
Oh
Like
yeah, of course.
so
Memes in
Dawn
like
of
general have been
time.
there since forever.
yeah, like
Take
you could even say like cavemans came up with like the first meme and they didn't know that like it was a meme.
Meme.
yeah,
Destroy mammoth. Get food.
they have you ever heard about the paintings in like Rome and how people like just drew dicks on the wall? Like yeah, that those are like memes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
or like the guy who was like, like weep women for now my dick only belongs to men or something. I don't know if you've
Yeah.
ever heard of that.
No, I haven't. But I'm not surprised that that thing exists.
Yeah, no, like memes have been around forever, bro.
because as far as humanity is concerned, at least.
As far as humanity's concerned, at least, yeah, of course.
There's another like there's another meme in my country that was like really like popular as well. It was about a lady that was like sleeping in a somebody's car with like a baby, and then when she got found, like this was on the news as well. So when she got found, she was asleep, and then she got woken up, and then the reporter asked her, "So, ma'am, were you sleeping in that car?" And then she replied with, "Isn't it obvious?"
Yeah, Captain
And
Obvious.
and then she became a meme after that. Isn't it obvious?
How can you say that
Captain
though? How
Obvious.
could you say that it was obvious?
Captain Obvious.
How could you say that? Am I doing it right?
But
I
how
think
can I
I'm
say?
doing it just right.
Captain Obvious. First Mate Obvious. Lieutenant Obvious.
Isn't it obvious?
Isn't it obvious, War Chief? I serve the Horde.
Wah. Yeah. All
But
right.
in terms of let's do a segue. In terms of war, do you think with the US's technology during the Vietnam War, do you think it could have won, or were like the Viet Congs just too clever?
I think it's Viet Cong's cleverness and resolve, because I don't think like technology is like is it's more of an advantage than something like that makes you guaranteed to succeed. I think like for even medieval armies can beat like modern armies like if under the right circumstances.
So
So it's technology is more of an advantage rather than like a go-to trump card.
now that depends actually. In terms of like a medieval army fighting like I don't know like a squad of like army men or marines or whatever you want to do like because we're talking about the US in an open field if the marines knew or the army knew where they were. Oh yeah, the medieval guys would immediately gotten killed. I think 9 times out of 10,
Yeah,
even
heck,
like 10 times out of
I think
10.
like even primitive spearmen, like with an ambush can like kill like
Well
future
that's
soldiers.
well yeah, that's the only way you could probably ever be able to fight them
Yeah,
because
like
like
realistically,
well, and
at
that's what the
least.
Viet Cong kind of did in Vietnam too, because
Yeah,
the
but they had
Vietnamese
like
didn't fight conventionally, because
Yeah.
they tried to fight the U.S. conventionally, because they could fight. I think they tried to fight the French conventionally, and
well,
and
no,
they
no,
got
no, 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 no,
fucked.
no.
Yeah,
They had like partisan warfare back in like Imperial Japan days. So
what are you
so
talking
they
about?
pretty much had their partisan warfare going for like quite a while by that time.
Yeah, well, when the French came back, I know that there was like I know that the first war,
Oh yeah,
the
the
for the
first
Indochina
Indochina
War
War.
happened in like the 50s, like while the Korean War was happening. The French were fighting against those partisans,
Yeah, they
and they
tried to
tried.
get
Yeah,
their Indochina back.
the French tried to tried to use German blitzkrieg tactics that they took from World War II, and we're like, maybe this will work if we just just
Yeah, but
overwhelm the enemy.
unfortunately, like it was much harder than that. Yeah.
No, it was much harder to the point where like the Viet Cong outsmarted the Frenchies and the Americans
Yeah,
were
like
like, "Okay, well we're going to send some advisors to you." And then what happened was that more French people started leaving the country and more American soldiers started coming in. And
I I think there's some inaccuracy in your analysis, given that
how's that?
Americans came like a bit later, and plus like Viet Cong and North Vietnam are pretty different things, but different institutions serving the same cause.
Um, the
Yeah, the
French,
communist.
the French were
Yeah,
there.
it's like saying like Navy SEALs and the U.S. uh,
I don't.
which special force would be there? Like
I don't think I quite understand what you're like trying to say. I don't think what I'm saying
yeah.
is inaccurate at all because the
Well,
Americans.
your analysis isn't completely wrong, but it's not perfectly right. That's what I mean.
I mean, to put it in super simplistic terms, the French wanted their
Yeah,
Indochina back, right? The Americans sent military advisors to help them because France was like, "Please, I need
eventually.
help." And then the French pulled out and just gave the war to the Americans. We're like, "Here you go, you deal with it." And the
Yeah,
Americans
it's a bit more complicated than that. When, first they set up their own Vietnamese government,
they
South
set it
Vietnam,
up.
commonly
Yeah,
known
well,
as.
they set it up there because there was a treaty signed with the
Yeah,
communists
they're
in the
supposed to
north.
give that land to Vietnam, but they didn't specify which Vietnam, so they made their own with the
Yeah,
black
the
tag and Catholics.
yeah, it was an American-backed Catholic government in the south, and in the north was the communist
Hmm.
Vietnamese. And communists don't really have, depending on where you are anyway, a kind of religion they believe in. So they're just commies.
Well, actually, speaking for the in China communists, Laos.
Yeah,
Yeah, they have Buddhism as their official religion, and despite being officially communist,
that is
so
pretty
Speaking
it
of
ironic.
happened.
Buddhism, uh, recently Buddhism it used to be hidden in my country. The religion of Buddhism
Yeah.
until much recently. Like uh
Why is that?
like I think it's just because like
Lack of
Catholicism was done.
monotheism, I guess.
Yeah, that too, and what do you
Yeah,
call
you
this?
have some Muslims in your country, right?
Yeah, especially in the south,
Yeah,
like
so and a bit
Mindanao.
on other islands.
Yeah,
That kind of
like
that
I'll continue.
I was gonna say that just gave me like flashbacks to what Japan did to Christians during the time of the
Which
Edo
time
period.
period you mean, like
Uh
Imperial Japan or Shogunate?
Shogunate, I would say around the Edo period and just before when like Nobunaga and
Oh yeah,
Tokugawa
that guy killed
Ieyasu.
a lot of Buddhists as well.
Well, so like Nobunaga was cool with the Christians being there
Yeah, but
in Japan.
not Buddhists though much.
No, well, no, there were Buddhists in there,
Yeah,
but I think, but
but he made a lot of them mad because
y-
he
y-
destroyed their whole sites.
well, yes, and I
Also,
think was that the one that caused the Iko rebellions to happen? The Iko
uh,
because if you don't know what the Iko is, it's basically
I
like
can't. I don't remember it on top of my head about the state spirit for Japan. Not to be confused for warring state spirit in China.
no,
Well,
but we're getting off track. Anyways, Christians were
actually, we don't have a track.
we don't have a
Yeah,
track. I mean, we were just talking about like like religion that what happened to Buddhists there, and I said that
yeah.
just kind of reminds me what happened to Christians in Japan where they were persecuted and killed or told to GTFO because they weren't allowed there. They didn't like him being there because of the shit that the what is it? I think the Jesuits and the Franciscans were trying to pull on each other.
Oh yeah.
So they kicked out all the other Christians and tried to kick out all the Westerners, and that's when they came under Sakoku for like 200 plus years of like isolation. It was kind of
Yeah, but they also had plans on invading Korea in the meantime.
Oh, they already did try to invade. I think Nobunaga tried to raid
No, I think
Korea.
it was one of his successors. So,
Was it one of his successors? I thought it was
yeah, he
Nobunaga.
was busy uniting Japan first. Then he got killed. Then the guy who killed him got killed, and then there was invasion of Korea.
Well, all I know is that invasion went terrible. It was
Yeah, well, it
bad.
had some successes in the first phase, and then it got.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
It was funny because I think when Japan also tried to invade Korea at that time, Korea had those like turtle ships that could
Yeah,
like
they
set.
had like a. Yeah, they had better like a gun boat tech. Yeah, like Japan was winning on the land, but losing at sea. Which was kind of funny. Yeah.
That was
Hmm.
pretty funny. The Korean
That
Navy
sounds
was
like
badass.
the invasion of Japan's invasion of Korea sounds like Japan's invasion of like the Philippines. Because what
Well, they
happened?
had tried to invade Korea more.
Yeah, they did. But what do you call this? Like in my country, I believe, like, at least in my opinion, judging by like how like the war was like set up, America became allies with us and sort of
Yeah.
kind of like took over like our country and like merged it with like their own
Mhm.
uh and like had like what do you call this? uh Navy ports in our country.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, they
judging by like how the war was set up, Japan came to our country so that they could take over the Navy ports.
well, yeah. Talk about joining that Great Eastern Asian Co-Prosperity Sphere.
Oh
I
yeah, that
say,
that was that was the thing.
yeah.
Mm.
Japan tried to invade all those islands. They wanted, because I think they had a pretty good navy back then, right? In World
Yeah,
War
they did.
Two, and then the U.S. came in and went.
I think it's yeah, it's more complicated than that, but yeah, I think.
It is more complicated than
Yeah,
that because
speaking of which, we're recording this on the day like that I think it was like Nagasaki or Hiroshima that got nuked,
um,
right?
damn.
wait, what? Is today the day they got nuked?
Well, today's the 6th of August, which we're recording, but I'll be posting this on the 8th. Yeah,
Holy crap!
We're legitimately recording on the day where like a part of
yeah, the
Japan got
first nuke was dropped.
crazy.
Yeah,
That's that's crazy, dude. Fuck. Damn. You want to give him a third one?
no, 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 no,
Two of
no.
them already gave us anime. Wonder what three of them will give us.
Some crazy sort of hentai, I guess.
It's already happened.
It's already
Young
happened, bro.
young
Yeah,
Vanilla, it's already happened.
It's already happened. If you're gonna list down Neko hentai, it's already happened. If you're gonna
yeah.
if you're gonna list down tentacle hentai, it's already happened.
If you're gonna
There's
list
nothing else
I
down
to
do
list.
not brought that up.
ugly bastard hentai, it's already happened.
A lot.
A
Trust me,
lot.
a lot.
Those tags, bro. NTR ugly bastard.
We will not be
NTR.
giving you
I
the sites,
I
listeners.
fucking hate NTR. I don't like it because it's cucking and cheating, and it's so stupid as a genre. I wish it didn't exist.
Hey, bro. Some people are into that, bro. Like, bro, why do you
Yeah,
think cucks?
Freaks.
Why do you think cucks exist, bro? Like,
so we can fuck
What
their wives.
exactly?
No, like I don't think that's normal. I think that's weird.
No,
Yeah,
I mean, of
worse
course
than
it
that.
is. Of course it is, but like shit. Fucking I don't know, ask like that fucking Rick and Morty episode where like that grandpa hid in the closet.
Excuse me?
You haven't seen that one? That Christmas special?
I don't
So
watch Rick and
Nah.
essentially
Morty, bro.
okay, so essentially what happened was I believe Jerry's parents came over and Jerry's grandmother had a black boyfriend
Oh no.
and essentially he found out that his dad was a fuck. So he was just like, wait, what? And it just
Wow.
became a whole shit show. And near the end, while everybody was making out, fucking what do you call this? Summer was making out with her boyfriend. Uh, grandma was making out with her new boyfriend. What happened was like grandma's wife, like Jerry's dad, just sneaked into the
Um,
closet and just started peeping like a fucking pervert. It was fucking stupid.
yeah, it was
That
basically like,
it,
well, yeah,
I don't know. That episode was dumb. Well, every episode of Rick and Morty is dumb, but like
obviously.
it's comedy. Yeah.
What happened to talking about war 10 minutes ago? Why can't we give war a
Well,
chance?
yeah,
Why
but
can't
we
we
gotta
get?
hide in the bunker first.
Because we get sidetracked by memes and
DNA of the soul.
yeah, we get sidetracked by memes.
The
I I
DNA
think
of the
I think that
soul, Jack.
I, I think this would be like war and the DNA of the soul. Like if we were the if we were to name this episode War and the DNA of the Soul.
Yeah, yeah. Well, let's name it that. Yeah.
War DNA of the soul.
When the wind is slow and the fire is hot, uh, back me up, please. The vulture
All
waits.
na 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 na
Nah,
na 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 na. I don't
nah,
remember
Nah,
the
I don't know this song.
I don't know the
yeah.
lyrics. I know the song though. Listen, bro. All
And
I know
machines
is
come transform Eden, day by day. Only love is with us now. Something warm and pure.
listen,
Find,
bro.
find the peace within ourselves. No need for a cure.
Listen, bro. All I know is that in the end, I realized you were just like me, trying to make history.
But who's to judge the right
L-
from wrong? When our guard is down, I
I
think we'll
think we'll
both
both
agree.
agree that violence,
Violence
violence
brings
breeds
violence.
violence.
But in the end,
dun,
it has to be this way. Bum bum.
dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, and keep in mind
How
I
can
was
you say
not a
that?
very musical person when I was growing up.
That's
Meanwhile, I'm
okay,
just
bro.
meanwhile after the whole song is done, but how can you say that?
Isn't it obvious?
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, it
uh,
has been a world peace has been achieved by prayer or war and violence.
Based.
Ironic.
okay. Hey man, that's what needs to happen sometimes, bro. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of like I think the world. I think like when it comes to like World War, I feel like it's just like essentially like
There
a
have
big
been
bo-
plenty of
a,
conflicts since the end of the Cold War, so
I feel like when it comes to war in general, like it's like what do you call this? Like World War or just like wars in general. I feel like it's just a big barroom fucking brawl, and then at the end of the day, after everybody's all like demolished, some people are fucking dead. We just sit down and have a drink again, you know?
Unironically, people have actually depicted world wars like that. If you look at places like Reddit, they'll make stories about both the world wars, and it's just a bar fight. It's always a bar fight, and it always includes Germany for some reason.
Well,
Yeah,
well,
not just
they
Germany.
started both, bro. Like, what do you expect? They started both.
That's not actually true. That's actually not true.
No,
They
it
only
was actually
started.
Austrian.
Really?
Yeah.
Always
So
the
Like,
okay.
Austrian.
All right.
I'm just going by like the books, right? Like
All right.
according to the
Sit
book.
down. Sit down. It's time to have a bit of a history conversation with me. Okay. In
All
World War
right.
One, Serbian nationalist retard kills the heir to the Austrian
Austria's
throne,
ass.
right? Franz
Yeah.
Ferdinand. Austria demands reparations, or else they declare war. Serbia gives them the middle finger.
Yeah,
War is
basically.
declared, and so because of that,
Yeah,
a
but
bunch of
Russia
alliances.
decided to defend
Hang on,
Austria.
hang on, hang on. I want to finish what I said.
Yeah, go on.
Okay,
Never finished what he said.
I want to finish. Anyways, a bunch of alliances start getting active because of alliances that were signed in treaties like years earlier.
Yeah, hell of
So,
coalitions.
except for like the one with Russia, where they said we will protect our Slav brothers, and they were already actually mobilized beforehand because the Germans thought they were going to be slow. Anyways, Serbia gets protected by Russia, so Germany, in response, declares war on
Yeah,
Russia.
punches
France
France.
declares war on them because France is allied with Russia, and that's the set piece right now, right? Italy's
Yeah.
supposed to technically be in the war, but they're not for certain reasons. And then eventually Britain gets
Opportunistic
involved
reason.
because Germany steps through Belgium, because Britain fucking defended Belgium because of a piece of paper dating back like 70 years before the war
They
started.
had to make like balance of power between like
Well,
Netherlands, Germany, and France.
well,
All the
yeah,
way at the
Belgium was
beginning of
just
the
a buffer
19th
state.
century.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Britain defended its independence because of the Treaty of London in 1836. So the piece is set. You got Russia, Britain, and France, and then eventually Italy on one side, at least in Europe. And on the other side, you have and also Portugal, I guess, if you want to count that. And on the other side, you have Austria, Germany, and the Ottoman Empire, the Turkey
Ottoman.
guys. Anyways,
Well, they weren't Turkey yet, though.
they were not Turkey; they were still the Ottomans, just like the couch.
Yeah, at that time.
Anyways, Austria. Austria kind of started it, but I can also technically say that Serbia started it because they fucking assassinated a political figure. And there was a huge war over it. Fast forward to World War II. Hitler starts taking a lot of land from all the European nations for fun,
Yeah,
right?
Czechoslovakia, Austria, his
Yep.
home nation. Yeah,
September.
and all.
Yep, September of 1939 or 1938. Sorry.
Yeah,
Germany
Danziger War.
Germany goes to war against Poland. The French and the British say, "Okay, enough's enough. We gotta fight. We have to fight again." And so they declare war on Germany. Now, if we really think back to all the things that happened, you could technically blame the Austrians for starting World War II. Because Hitler was Austrian, and the Austrians declared war on Serbia for Serbia's one of their nationalist guys assassinating Franz Ferdinand. And now here's where the meme starts. You want to go back even further? 1870 to 1871, Franco-Prussian War. Prussians, which is Germany, beats the shit out of France. That's it. Go back even further.
Yeah, because they were a bit like exhausted from their other
Yes.
affairs in Mexico and in Crimea.
Go back even further to set the stage of Europe. Napoleonic Wars. Go back even further. French Revolution, right?
Yeah, but that's pretty much, that was a short period of time, though.
Go back even further. American Revolution, which caused the French
And the
king to be in
70
so
Years'
much
War.
debt that was a major factor of the French Revolution. Go back even further. 7 Years War, the French and Indian
Oh,
War.
perfect.
that happened between all the European nations, which caused the Americans to revolt because they got taxed heavily and all that fun shit and the Boston Tea Harbor, whatever stuff.
Go back
Go
even
go
further.
back even further.
Great Northern War.
No, Great Northern War happened before, and it was the War of Spanish Succession, and then the Great
Yeah,
Northern
that
War
was
happened
also
before
a big
that.
deal.
It was a big deal up there. That's what caused Sweden to have its empire collapse. Actually, Sweden is the
Well,
only
that
country
was
out of all the
no,
Scandinavian ones to be a great power. Yeah,
Yeah, the Great Northern War was the reason why Sweden lost like its great power status.
the Battle of Poltava, baby.
Yeah, Poltava.
Where was it?
Trust me, it's a fight you can't win.
The only
It's a good
battle I
Sabaton
know is the
song.
Battle of Iwo Jima.
That was a fucked battle, bro. That was Marines got slaughtered on that fucking little island.
Yeah.
Like it was bad, bro.
But
It's
but hey, at least they created the fucking thing, the Stinger, which is a fucking cool as fuck gun.
the Stinger. What's that?
Yeah. It's a makeshift gun. It's a makeshift Gatling gun.
Um.
It's a makeshift Gatling gun
Hmm.
that's what do you call this? Made with three gun parts. First is the stock from I'm not sure if it's an M1 Garand, but essentially like a rifle. Uh, and then a Browning machine gun tripod,
Oh my god!
and
I
a
looked up
sight.
a picture of it. Holy shit! What is this?
Yeah, it's a thing.
Underwater.
It's a makeshift gun made with the aircraft machine gun.
That is insane.
Improv.
So, yeah. So
Just like our
originally,
podcast.
yes, just like our podcast.
Just like our
Ori-
podcast is.
uh, like originally, that gun carries 200 bullets,
Mm-hmm.
but because it was created like a what do you call this? It was created to be like an on foot as well as like a stationary machine gun. The pillbox was cut. The pillbox was cut in half. The ammunition box was cut in half, and instead of 200, it was carrying 100 bullets. So like it will be lighter for the soldiers.
Do you know how fucking heavy this thing is? This gun is 21 pounds, 9.5 kilos.
Mm.
That's kind of heavy to carry.
Uh,
I think you need what, two guys to carry this fucking thing?
nah, one guy carried it.
One guy?
Yeah,
There,
it makes sense.
there was one guy. I forgot what his name was, but like he was what do you call this? Like an engineer of like something. So like essentially, I think his last name was Steiner.
Manche
Steiner.
Steiner.
Private Steiner.
That's
Private
cool as fuck.
Steiner's
Not
counterattack.
Sorry.
Steiner or Stein.
Tony Stein, it says right here. I'm looking up the article for it right now. That's
But
pretty cool.
Mhm.
yeah, like he was the one that carried the Stinger. He
Mhm.
used to be what do you call this?
It says that he was a Marine. He's a United States Marine.
Yeah, he's a Marine, but like his occupation before the war, he used to be like an engineer of some sorts. So
Mhm.
like
Wow.
so he was like the one that helped like his regiment create like design like the design for like the Stinger. In exchange, he could
Mm.
carry one while he was in battle.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's
engineering
insane.
is quite important in warfare a lot of the times.
Yeah, dude, you got to make your gun somehow.
Yeah.
Well, not just guns. It's structures, vehicles, and like what
Yeah.
Yeah.
else?
Like with no, that was just ingenuity, man. Like, fuck it. Like we made a gun out of like shit that was out of an aircraft. The problem with that gun though is that it overheats like really quickly if you keep
Yeah.
like because it's what do you call this? Like what happened like that gun is originally designed for higher altitude, so what happens is it has a higher fire rate. So
Hmm.
and so since like there's like rapid air that's like coming going through like the gun
Yeah, it cools the
because
gun
like
down a lot quicker.
yeah
Yeah, and
yeah
it's also thinner air.
yeah so what happens is that like since it's on land now, like if you hold the gun, it'll just fucking overheat like after like a few fucking rounds.
That's insane, dude.
Yeah, you essentially have an anti-material rifle instead.
Yeah, but
Anti
they have that.
You know what's
Well, I'm not sure on an exact
um
term, but
what's ironic is that like an anti-material rifle, because those are like anti-tank rifles. I think those were phased out near the end of like World War II.
mm,
They
In
were
fa-
big. They were, and you want to know the reason why? It's because of the armor that like they were putting on tanks. Like they what they did was they made slanted armor instead of like
like
boxes.
yeah, yeah, the slanted armor helps to like deflect all the stuff. And so
mm.
I can't remember what they used to have to go through the tanks, but like I'm not sure
Yeah,
as far.
they used the what do you call this? They used like a kinetic energy like cannons and stuff. Like essentially what do you call this? Like
Like
uh
RPGs and shit.
not RPGs, like essentially
Rocket propelled grenades.
not maybe but like what I'm talking about is with like the cannons, like they
Yeah,
would be like the shells would be fully metal. And what it was is that like since like it was a decent mass, like
Mm-hmm.
once they hit, like it's meant to like thing use like the speed and velocity of like the bullet so that once it impacts, like it goes through and penetrates the metal until
Yeah,
they made until they made until they made what do you call this, until they made slanted armor, and like what happened was like it just bounces off of it like a rubber ball.
science,
hmm. Science. I
science,
can't
baby,
explain it.
science rules. Bill
Science
Nye
Yeah,
the
rules.
Science Guy.
yeah.
And I only know
His
this
initial
information
is
by
much worse than that, though.
don't claim me as like a genius or something, by the way. I only know this information due to YouTube videos. That's
Mm.
YouTube videos have
Yeah, a
become really
reliable
good.
source,
yeah.
Yeah,
just
like
like
they
Wikipedia. I actually no. I think YouTube can have
Wiki.
sources better than Wikipedia,
I
like
mean,
because
yeah,
at
they
least you know
can.
who's talking.
While that is
Yeah.
true, I thought that Wikipedia was like. I knew that in school they told us it was a crappy source, but I thought it was getting more accurate until then news came out that apparently a woman who's like been like living in China basically had been making up Russian history on Wikipedia for like the last 10 years. And her Wikipedia page had been using like very serious papers.
Mm.
Talk about a big oof. This came out like a few months ago. She basically just like created like a fictional Russia and just fucked with Russian history on Wikipedia for like a decade.
That's crazy.
Wikipedia
Um.
strikes again.
Well, yeah, it's bad for politics. and
Mhm.
sociology in general. I find
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
fine, and then like chemistry, I guess.
Chemistry.
If you are comfortable with it, I guess.
What
And
are you
plot
talking about?
synopsis of no, I mean Wikipedia is bad for for more controversial things. Yeah, but not as bad as if you want to know general information for various things like chemistry and
Mm.
astronomy and subplots of movies and stuff.
Yeah. Well, what's your guys' most favorite war movie?
Oh yeah. All right. So let me think about
Uh,
this.
Me personally,
Yeah.
it would have to be General Luna. Uh,
Mm,
and it's a war movie about one of our national heroes, and it was just cool, man. Like, what do you call this? What happened was like he got the well, actually, I'm not gonna spoil it. Fuck it. Like, I was about to, but fuck it. Like, essentially, it's one of our war heroes that got killed. You know.
Mhm. Mhm.
mm, as
Uh,
it tends to happen,
yeah.
unfortunately.
Not by our own people,
Mm,
sadly.
tragic.
Like, he got backstabbed by his own people. It was so sad.
And it was this was after what it was was the hero just called General Luna or like
Yes, the movies. I believe his full name is Antonio Luna,
Mm.
okay.
but the movie's called General Luna. Like, what do you call this? Like, this was during the Filipino American War.
Oh, that was in like
Yeah.
the late 1800s. Holy crap.
Yep.
Yeah, like after Theodore Roosevelt beating up Spain and took their stuff, their
Yep.
clay.
Mhm. Yeah, was it is it also true that during that war, I read somewhere that apparently the rifles, the Krag rifles that the Americans had couldn't stop some like Filipino warriors cuz they were like high on like they were like coked up on like 20 drugs or whatever.
Yep.
And the stopping power of the bullet couldn't stop them, so they had to bring in a shotgun and repurpose it for warfare because they knew that a
Yeah, and that's
Yep.
shotgun
how
would
we
fucking
got
stop them.
shotguns in World
No,
War One.
that's no, like, that's what thing. That's like, what do you call this? When it comes to war, man, that is like what we'll do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you call this? In
Yeah, you gotta adapt to the
like
environment.
we had like traditional warriors that like hop themselves up on drugs before they go into battle to like get into like this type of berserker rage, right?
Mm.
Oh my
Because they're
god.
tripping the fuck out, and to make sure that like they don't die quickly, is that they would like wrap and this was like before like the 1800 war. Like, this was when like cowboys tried to enter like our country. Like,
Oh
this
my
was like
god.
in some part of like the island, in some part of like my country, like some island of some sort. I forgot where it was, but essentially like they were like tribe warriors, and such. uh their tradition was like before war is that they would get hopped up on drugs and wrap themselves in like cloth, like vital areas like the chest, the arms, legs, like anywhere where you could bleed out immensely. And what they would do is that like they would wrap like garments around those areas tightly, so that whenever they get wounded, they would bleed out slowly, and before they die, they're able to take some like somebody, if like not like two people at least,
I'm gonna take you down
before they
with
die.
me. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's like,
Well,
yeah.
I would say like having your like soldiers be on like various kinds of drugs to avoid them having feeling any pain is, or like be more in a berserker state is something that like has been used like in quite a lot of places and quite a lot of time periods. I would say,
yeah.
not naming any
Not not
names
not
or
not just my country, man. I heard that thing. What do you call this? Prehistoric
meth
Vikings
Nazis
used to do it. Oh, Nazis used to
from
do it too.
Vikings.
That's crazy.
Yeah, there's a story that basically a lot of the German army was like fucking hopped up on like
Yeah,
meth.
on meth Nazis. Yeah.
Yeah, and they were hopped up on meth. I'm not sure how true it is, but I'm assuming that quite a lot of them probably did take it.
Well, at least
That's
some of them.
that's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, they all got like fucking hopped up on meth. I can't remember what it was. It was, I think, I'm trying to remember the name of the drug that they exactly used. I'm trying to remember because I watched it. Fuck. Pervitin. Pervitin. That's what it's called.
That's a, that sounds like a city. That sounds like a city for registered sex offenders, bro.
What?
Like it sounds like a sorry. It just sounds like a made up city for registered sex offenders. Welcome to Pervitin.
Yeah. Any writers take note.
You know, it just it just sounds stupid like that. Welcome to Pervitin, where all the perverts hang out. You could
Oh
be,
my god.
you could streak nude. You could fuck in the open. You know?
That sounds like
Yeah, this
modern
place would
Sodom and
probably have a lot
Gomorrah.
of STDs very quickly.
uh, anyways, continue, man. Like the drug was Pervitin.
They took Pervitin as a way to like keep soldiers like stimulated. I think other armies did that with their soldiers as well through like different tablets. I can't remember, but
Mm.
like this is what a lot of the German soldiers, not all of them, but I'm assuming quite a lot of them were like hopped up on, and they that's where like the meme of like, oh well, the Nazis were like high on meth came from.
Ah,
Yeah. And our podcast is back on drugs, baby. The topic, I mean,
the
not
topic.
the actual drugs.
How many times have we
Drugs,
returned?
the DNA
How
of the
many times?
soul.
How many times have we returned to this topic? We almost returned to it last episode. We
What,
we
Yeah.
we
drugs?
talked we talked about it for like quite a bit on the first one, and then
Yeah.
we're back to it on the third one.
What,
Meth
drugs
Nazis.
or Nazis?
No,
Meth
I'm talking about
Nazis.
drugs, bro. But you
Bro,
know, I'm
I
talking
don't
about
know.
drugs, bro.
It's okay, bro.
It's okay.
Mhm.
It's a way of life. What you
We've been
gonna
at.
do?
My God, an hour flew by already. What happened to us?
Yeah. I think you have a stream like this Saturday, right?
Yeah,
Right, bro?
I have a stream today. Yep,
I
yep,
think you
and
should like take a break before that one and call the episode here.
yeah, sure, not a bad idea. Yeah,
All
we
right.
can do that, bro.
All right then. Yeah.
Oh,
This podcast thing has been
before
like
you finish,
ingrained into my mind. It even appears in my dreams for some reason.
the podcast
Yeah,
appears in your dreams.
once is just a
Damn.
one-off. Two is just a coincidence. Three is I would say is like our podcast is official thing. Even if we have like a dozen viewers or
Mm.
more, we'll see.
That's
The
crazy,
podcast.
bro.
I'm curious, bro. The podcast appears in your dreams. That's huh.
Well, not exactly as reality, but indirectly.
That's crazy. Hey, man, once I get enough money, bro, we're gonna build a setup for the podcast. Don't worry, bro.
Thanks, bro. Thanks,
Yeah.
bro.
Eh,
It's it's gonna be in the near future. Hopefully, I don't have a kid by then. Then I'll be busy. I'll be busy taking care of that
no,
little
no,
bastard.
no. You can multitask, of course.
He can multitask, pros.
We can multitask.
Yeah, sure.
It's all good. Anyways,
All right,
Yo,
then.
guys,
that
See
would be
you in
crazy
episode
though.
4.
We'll see
uh,
y'all in episode 4.
see you in episode 4, guys. I'm
See y'all.
Raff. That's Matt. And
Bye,
That's
that's
Val.
Val.
Val. All right. And you guys take care. Have a good evening, good
Have a
morning,
good
or a
evening.
good night, or wherever you are while listening to
Or
this,
afternoon.
or afternoon. And we'll see you guys next week for
In the
some
next
more
episode.
of Ayyo How's Life. Take care,
Peace.
See
guys.
y'all on the next episode. See y'all.
See you guys. Take care. Peace out.